us now to discuss how security is handled.
New York is Dr. Keith Taylor. He retired from the NYPD after 26 years in law enforcement and is now an assistant professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Good morning, Dr. Taylor.
Good morning. How are you?
How difficult is it for police or private security to protect high-profile individuals in a crowded city like New York?
New York City is the media capital of the world. The NYPD is the largest and one of the most professional police departments in the world. They've been doing security for heads of state and other high net worth or high value individuals for many years. So when the NYPD is involved in the security of an individual, they do look at any potential threats that may occur to them based on whatever the individual's situation is.
Is the paparazzi considered high risk for security? I mean, how do you deal with that piece of it?
So there has been, after the death of Princess Diana, there was legislation in parts of, say, Britain and in California, other places, around how media, how paparazzi can address individuals that they see in the streets, how they can pursue them, and limitations on where they can be, if they can pursue them in vehicles, if they can use, say, high telephoto lenses while surveying these individuals' residences. All those things were addressed in that legislation, but it's a tension because you have the right of public interest versus the right to privacy. And those two things are constantly going at each other. In New York City, we have a strong media presence, but the expectation for privacy in our city is not really that high. So when you look at the situation of paparazzi trying to take pictures of a royal couple, it stands to reason that they are going to try and get the best shot that they can, and they will try to pursue them in a safe manner.
Give us an idea, since you know what happens when dignitaries come to town. I mean, how does the NYPD prepare in advance? Do they work with private security details if there is one?
Not only private security details, they'll work with security details of other countries when they're dealing with heads of state. So they are used to working with individuals who may have some very real threats that they face, in making certain that they are able to safely do what they need to do in the city and then leave safely as well. And I would like to add that the former British counterterrorism chief did mention last year that there are real threats against this couple from right-wing extremists in that country. So there are actual security considerations beyond them simply being celebrities. But they were working with law enforcement from the start of their trip. So it should have, other than being an annoyance, not anything extraordinary.
Dr. Keith Taylor, retired NYPD officer and assistant professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.